There are many factors that influence airfares.
The demand curve can shift due to consumer taste, and airline companies determine the price of the tickets based on the demand of the consumer.
The principle of scarcity also affects airfares due to the fact that airlines want to achieve the maximum amount of profit by warning customers of a limited amount of seats. Price discrimination can also influence the price of a ticket by matching the price of the ticket to each customer's willingness to pay.
Supply and demand due to changes in the price of oil. The price of oil is an important factor to establish airfare prices, and it may be a reason why the price of an airplane ticket may change. An increase in the price of oil has shown to drastically increase the price of airplane tickets. An increase of $1 per barrel of crude oil results in an increase of 1% in America's fuel costs. When a raise in the price of oil happens, an increase in the price of plane seats also happens. This makes the number of tickets sold to reduce. However, it is still hard to say what happens when airplane companies raise the price of tickets, because that depends heavily on consumers' choice, especially if there's little competition for the airplane company.
Oil price is not the only factor to set airfare prices. The demand of those tickets also differs their prices. Flights during holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and other must-fly periods are in high demand. The airports are usually crowded during these seasons. The rest of the year, not so much. Airlines take advantage of these periods to make more profit by increasing the price. This graph shows the variation of airfare prices during this year, specifically for flights from Boston bound to Madrid. The ticket's price is greatly incremented in December. There is also an increase during the summer months. Sporting events also vary the number of buyers interested in flying. For example, this year's Super Bowl was celebrated in Minneapolis. The Super Bowl took place during February, which explained the spike in the graph.
Now let's discuss the principle of scarcity as it relates to the fluctuation of airline prices. First, the principle of scarcity causes people to assign high value to goods they see as being less available. As the day of departure approaches, airline companies note that there are only a few seats left at a certain price. This makes the consumer think that they should buy the ticket immediately, rather than waiting and running the risk of paying more later. Now, pretend that an airline company is the fisherman and you are the fish. The bait is the warning that there are only a few seats left. This pressure tactic puts fear into the consumers of losing out on the best available tickets. Last-minute consumers will usually take this bait because the airlines are trying to create a sense of urgency to book the ticket right away, and therefore the airlines are maximizing their profit.
Another economic concept and principle that applies to the reason why airline prices fluctuate dramatically is called price discrimination. Just like any firm in a competitive market, airlines try to maximize as much profit as they can. The practice involves selling the same good at different prices to different customers, categorized by their willingness to pay usually. By dividing customers into specific groups, airlines are able to significantly increase their profits. One of the most common examples of this division can be seen between a typical business trip passenger and a leisure traveler. Most airlines charge a higher price for flights that do not include staying over a Saturday night. The reasoning behind this is that passengers on business trips most likely would not want to stay over a Saturday night, but have a higher willingness to pay. A leisure traveler or someone traveling for personal reasons has a lower willingness to pay and would more likely stay over on a Saturday night. The only certain conclusion is that price discrimination raises the airline's profits because if it didn't, airlines would choose to charge all the customers the same price.
Utilizing economic principles can help further the understanding of how airfares fluctuate.